It's the NFL on EA Sports, and today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the New Orleans Saints and the Los Angeles Chargers, and it's coming up next.
Southern California has a new modern home for NFL football, and it is this place, wondrous SoFi Stadium here in Inglewood. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the New Orleans Saints and the Los Angeles Chargers. And a welcome in, everybody, with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, so much gets made about offensive comparisons. Here's a matchup where the defenses may just take center stage.
Yeah, we're usually talking about guys scoring touchdowns. How about the guys who prevent them and change the momentum of the game when they take the ball away? I love those ball hawks in the secondary. People after my own heart.
Get strapped in. It's just about time to get the party started. And we are underway in Southern California. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. Orchestrating the offense, a man born back in 1990 in Pocatello, Idaho. That's Taysom Hill.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yards with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100 plus the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
They begin on the ground with Kamara, and he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
Well, there's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It's only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They'll try the air now with Hill. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing on 3rd down, Hill. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
He's a talented runner. That means he's always looking for bigger gains when he takes over. Certainly finds some bonus yards there beyond the 1st down marker, and this early drive will continue with that extra jolt from his legs.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 down at the 31. Here's Hill. And that's incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
On 2nd down, Kamara. Give them 18 there, and the Saints have a first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Again, it's Kamara. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
I think that run gives us evidence that the defense is getting a little bit tired out there. They've been out in the field for a long time, and that last run, they just cut right through them.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Hill. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down.
And that's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play with one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. They'll try and sneak it here. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Taysom Hill scoring on the sneak from a yard out. And the Saints get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Right off the bat, they start with a very solid, methodical 10-play drive.
And you know me, I tend to look at things from the defensive side. They're coming off the field gassed right away. We're in the first drive of the game. So it's not just what happened, but think of the emotion you carry into a game. Then double it with getting a 10-play drive put on you and points scored. They're pretty tired right now.
Lutz with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. So the drive goes 75 yards, 10 plays. And it was Taysom Hill who finished it off with a touchdown. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. No return here for Carter, and this will be a touchback. Here are the Chargers ready to go on offense, led by their first-round pick in 2020, the man out of Oregon, Justin Herbert.
And he is just absolutely marvelous to watch throw a football. That's something I could do all day long, watch him throw routes versus air. But he's even more impressive when there are bodies on the field, and he's creating with big throws downfield.
Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They started on the ground with Eckler. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
A first down there on a pickup of 25.
That certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Out of the gun, Herbert. That's complete to Austin Eckler, the running back. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere. And they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well. And that's what they just did on that play.
After one, 7-0. Charger football to start quarter number 2, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Herbert will give this one to Eckler. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Just a terrific run there, Charles, from a running back who is so compact and powerful, and that strength was on display there.
And as a former defender, I can tell you with certainty, those are the ones that have you losing sleep at night. I would not like to be in that film room on Tuesday going over that one. Just a pretty poor effort defensively, and it leads to a big play.
Herbert operating from the red zone. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Touchdown! Gerald Everett from 13 yards out. And the Chargers are within an extra point of tying up this ball game.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Extra point forthcoming. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and it ends with the Chargers getting into the end zone. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Taken at the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their second drive. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the #1 thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action, now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. He would have kept it on the ground.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
You force the incompletion on first down, and you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
As much as I praise teams for being true to who they are, in this situation, I wonder if maybe they outguessed themselves a little bit. 3rd down seemed like an obvious passing situation. They chose to run it and then get anywhere close to the 1st down.
And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a 1st down.
No shortage of impressive moments from him thus far. Now he's halfway to the century mark, and we're still in the first half. There's been no answer for his running ability so far by the defense. I can't wait to see what adjustments they'll have to make during the halftime break.
Now Hill looking to throw on first. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
Well, that turned out better than most of the passes he could have thrown on that snap. The coverage downfield was excellent, but the containment close to home left him a backdoor escape, and they paid dearly for not locking up.
Now Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 55 rushing yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. There's Hill. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Nasir Adderley. And the Chargers are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7. A turnover is obviously, Charles, always costly. But, man, when you throw those interceptions in the end zone like that, it really stings.
He tried to fit that one into his tight end, and I often use the expression NFL open, which means a tighter window. Down near the goal line, you really want him to be open. In this case, it cost him.
The Chargers get set to go here for their second drive. They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10. He's got his man. That's Everett, the tight end. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards. On 1st and 10, Herbert finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. The 20. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Mike Williams, 75 yards. And the Chargers have taken the lead. Extra point up and through. And that makes the score 14-7. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. This one fielded at the 5. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Alvin Kamara and the Saints set to start their next drive. And the ground game's been good, but they're losing here in the second quarter. Can they use that ground game maybe to work the air attack a little bit more?
I think so, because now you can throw play action off of being able to run the ball effectively. And oftentimes you might want to just swing your back out of the backfield, get the ball in his hands in open space.
He's got a man, complete. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Hill shedding the tackle. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down. Now it's Hill. Throw here's incomplete.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield.
Touchdown, Saints! Chris Olave, as the first half is winding down. And the Saints have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds of the half.
I don't think it's any state secret to know what they were saying before the start of this drive. Let's go and punch one in the end zone and go into the halftime feeling a heck of a lot better about ourselves. Let's go get this done.
Yeah, tie things up, and then you got a brand new ball game. Lutz to try to end the PAT. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14.
That ties the game.
Just a 4-play drive that time. And it was Chris Olave who finished things off with a touchdown. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Pulls it in at the 13. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
On first down, it's Herbert. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. The final shot before the break for Herbert. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down. So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a time ball game here heading to break. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
First things first, let's get a check on the next-gen stats from that first half for the Saints. And they've had their way running the football well over 100 yards already as a team, with 2 more quarters still to come. Meanwhile, for the Chargers, the rushing numbers tell a different story. They really couldn't get a whole lot going on the ground. And the evidence? The numbers. Both these teams, no doubt, making their final halftime adjustments as we speak. And for the call of the second half, we get it back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And the half will begin with a touchback. The Chargers getting ready to go here to start this third quarter. This offense ready for the first drive of the third quarter. Well, quarters number 1 and 2 entertaining. We saw some good offense points put up, Charles, and all tied on the scoreboard.
And it sets us up for what could be a really fun second half because we've seen both sides score almost at will here in the first half. And now, here in the second half, getting the ball first, you've got to think, hey, we can go out and really run our offense the way we did in the first half. But if I'm a defensive player, all I'm thinking is, can I make a play to really help out my team and break this streak of offense?
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now it's Herbert. Trying to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
A 10th carry for Kamara. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on first down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on second.
Second down, and it's Kamara again. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up the third down. Now come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
I know the game's changed. A lot of people would say it's evolved. Look, I'm a little bit Neanderthal, okay? I love this. No exotic formations, no misdirection. Just line up and run the darn ball and pick up the first down. I love it.
Yeah, 3rd and short. That's what you're supposed to do. Like you said, old school, smash mouth football. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Hill now to throw. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
Taking down at the 19-yard line.
And this is a rarity in the NFL, a 100-yard game on the ground for a quarterback. Even as those passers get more athletic and mobile, we only see about 5 of these a season. It takes a special set of circumstances for it to happen, and of course, a special player.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Play fake. Hill steps away. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Johnson. And he's brought down. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll go with the keeper, and he is over the line for another rushing touchdown.
Is he a quarterback or is he a tailback?
Taysom Hill with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, as his guys have now moved out in front. So this game tied at the half, but we are tied no more. A touchdown there on the opening sequence of this 3rd quarter.
And what a great drive put together by their offensive coordinator. He had a plan, and they executed it almost to perfection, coming right out of the locker room. Now they're feeling good about their chances here in the 2nd half.
Lutz good on the extra point, and the lead is now 21-14. A drive that time of 6 plays.
And it was Taysom Hill who finished it off with a touchdown.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And Carter deciding not to bring this one out. Chargers offense back onto the field. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes and get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
Eckler going to get it again on 2nd down.
Evades the tackler, and now some space. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49.
61 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. Well, that is a running back who was not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the seas opened up for him.
Yeah, and that's a run born out of ferociousness. He took on that initial contact and in his mind just screamed, "Out of my way," and kept right on going and wound up turning it into a big play.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the initial contact on the next-gen stats.
Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Once more, here's Eckler. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
They'll try the air now with Herbert.
Got an open man. It's Josh Palmer.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A 1st down there on a pickup to 25. on this third quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. It's Charger football, but they trail here as we get going in quarter number 4. Herbert on first down now. Allen's got it complete. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
Decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on first and goal. They go back to the ground now with Eckler, and he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Austin Eckler, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Chargers are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A fourth-quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
Now the try here for the point after. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. So that drive 6 plays, 75 yards. And it's Austin Eckler who finishes things off with a touchdown run. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The New Orleans offense set to take over. They no longer have the lead after that last touchdown, all tied up in the 4th quarter. And a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning drive right here. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And he powers his way up past the 30.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
On 3rd down, here's Kamara. They get 5, and it will go ahead and move the chains.
But sometimes, Brandon, it's just not a secret to how things get done. He's been running well all game long, and they continue to rely on him in this key situation.
They told us they were going to rely on him. They have. He comes through there, a big 3rd down conversion. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. A man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Kamara again. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 89 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Getting down to the good stuff, all tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score. They run it again with Kamara. And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave it with a 2nd and 3.
Well, he picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Kamara up the middle. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew a little more time off the clock.
Again, this is Kamara. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Move the chains. A gain of 7 on 3rd down. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Now a handoff. Here's Kamara. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. From here, it would be a 45-yard field goal attempt, certainly in range, but they'll look for more yardage on 3rd down. Now a timeout called for by the defense. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. Here's another kneel down as he'll try to set up the game winner. And they get the timeout called here. It comes with 1 second remaining on the clock. So it all rests now on the right leg of Will Lutz. The clock showing just 1 tick. This for the win. And his kick is right there. It's good. And Bourbon Street, it'll be alive tonight. The Saints have won it.
Well, partner, you and I were excited for this one today, and it certainly had its moments. Some good execution at times by both of these offenses. Defenses both made some plays as well. And always a joy to be up here in the booth next to you, my friend.
Yeah, it's a privilege to be up here in the booth next to you as well. Thanks for taking the time, and let's go ahead and get ready for our next one, right? I'll see you in the film room. Get that preparation started now.